All right, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to climb out. I'm going to get some altitude. I'm going to make sure everything's fine. I'm not going to do any configuration changes.
Yeah.
And what I mean by configuration changes, I mean removing the flaps, okay? So I'm going to push them over. I'm going to get a little speed. I'm going to reduce my flaps, and I'm going to do my after takeoff checklist, which is essentially gear and flaps. Okay. All right, now I'm going to look over there, make sure that area is clear. I'm clear on the left, and I'm going to do a nice shallow turn into the wind. I'm going to keep the climb going, okay?
Wow. So what altitude do you try to sit at when you're just cruising like this?
I'm going to get up to 2,500 feet. That gives me almost 2,000 feet above the ground, just in case something happens. And I always hug the coast as much as I can. Just in case something happens, I have somewhere to land.
Gotcha.
In my head, I'm always looking for a good place to land, always.
Yeah.
Even in big jets, I'm always looking for somewhere to land.
Wow.
Can you believe they pay me to do this, bro?
Bro, I can't believe I'm gonna get paid to do this. Man.
So our goal is to stay aloft until that sun comes down. We might have been up a little too premature, man. It's early. We might not get a sunset flight, but whatever.
Wow, so it's the marina. I'm looking for the resort.
It's to your left. It's in the shadow. On the lake, dude. Look on the lake.
Yeah.
You see it?
It's a big golf course, man. Holy.
Isn't it amazing, bro?
It's breathtaking, man. Makes you think like how narrow I think about things. It's just like, all this is real. Somebody started all this.
Exactly. Somebody, like for example, that watch, somebody thought of that first that built it.
Yeah.
All of this was an idea. You know this lake is man-made, right?
It's man-made?
It's a man-made lake.
Cool. Not know that.
Have fun?
Oh yeah. So you want to have like guests up here all the time, just talking, chatting.
Just talking, man. Getting vulnerable, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you got to think of how intimate this relationship is. What if I died right now? Do you think you could land this plane?
Yeah, that's crazy.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of trust that you put in me, so it really is an intimate relationship.
Yeah.
I really have your life in my hands right now.
Yeah.
And I take that as a very serious... A very serious thing. Like, I hold a lot of value in the trust that you give me.
Yeah.
That's why I don't take this for granted on what I'm able to do. Now, if you think about what the FAA does, they say, Chris, we trust you to get in this airplane and do what is right all the time because 240 people paid to be in your airplane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every time. So it's blind trust is what the public gives us. And it's a serious endeavor, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, so like, that's a good way to think about doing the interviews up here, right? Because like, it's such an honest thing. Like,
that's exactly what it is, man. You strip away the layers, you're not a billionaire in my seat. You're John.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because no matter what's going to happen, if something goes wrong, you're going to look to me to save you, and all the money in the world's not going to compound into making me a better or worse pilot. You're trusting that I'm going to do the right thing to get us home to our kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
That's why the setting is super intimate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a place to get vulnerable, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Place to be real.
Place to be real, yeah. Tell me what you're going through. How'd you get here? Why are you here?
Yeah, I think like, I've always been into filming stuff. It's been my passion, but I've always been like that fear of failure has always been on me. and that's why like fear of failure has kind of made it the fear of trying. But I know I'm really good at what I do. Like I know I am because everybody around me tells me I am. That's how I know. Like I've done it for a while and I really enjoy it. But I've never figured out how to convert that to dollars, into a livelihood, into something that I could do freely all the time, and just have money coming in and not have to worry about it, because that's the biggest worry, is the money. And so I know I'm good at what I do. I'm just fearful of the business side. Like, how do people manage, what it takes to run a small business, especially at the beginning, because it's just like nonstop work, 24/7, never stopping the grind. And it's like,
how do you know that if you've never done it? Like, everything you just told me is ideas that you've come up with on your own. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, I don't know, but you just created this monster in your head that you have no idea whether it's true or not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how'd you learn how to get dressed and tie your shoes? Seriously.
My dad taught me how to do it.
Okay, how do you think I learned how to run a business? Somebody taught
you. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To get to the how, you have to find the who.
Yeah.
The who always knows the how. Nothing you do is ever going to be your own original thoughts and ideas. No matter how unique you think you are, you're really not. Somebody has already done it before you.
Yeah.
Now, granted, there are those Thomas Edisons of the world. And if you think you're one of them, I mean, good on you.
Yeah. Go for it.
But I am not. I am Chris that just wants to convert an airplane podcast into more views, to get people in my airplane so we can get vulnerable with each other. Because I'm not perfect, man.
Yeah.
I have a lot of skeletons in my closet. I didn't just wake up one day and become a pilot.
Yeah.
I didn't just wake up one day and know how to run a business. I learned how to do real estate and create real estate and airplane stuff to have this novel idea of airplane investing.
Yeah. Yeah, see, that's the thing, is like everybody my age and everybody, goes through this thing of like seeing on the internet all these successful people like David Goggins and all these people preaching this word of like, just do it, get in there, do it. You can do it. You're not special. You're just a person. Anybody can take what other people have done and create something new out of it. But I'm in the position where like I actually can make that decision to step forward and actually do this thing, instead of most of the time it just being some idea in my head. And I feel like it's an idea in everybody's head, this idea of freedom, this idea of managing your own schedule, managing your own life, making money off of your own work, not making money for somebody else, but making money for yourself. Everybody, I feel like, has this feeling, especially here in America. It's like, but nobody goes out and takes it. There's like the select few, like running across you. I can see, like, I could notice off of like just your aura, like this guy's not thinking about what other people are thinking about him or these worries in his life. This guy's just reaching out and grabbing what he wants. And that's what, Ben and I want to do. You've been exposing us to stuff all this whole past week, taking us to your, just taking us around, showing us your life. And it's such a difference from the people that I'm normally around, especially at my job. The apathetic nature of all these people it kind of sucks. Like, I love them as people, but it's always just like, oh, we'll do it tomorrow. Oh, we'll do it tomorrow. You know what I mean? That type of attitude. Like, nothing really actually matters, and their work doesn't matter because it's for somebody else's, their own system. Somebody who's, organizing all this. We're just cogs in the machine. So if one of us goes down, it doesn't really matter because we're just we're replaceable.
But dude, what you're saying is beautiful, because if you're only thinking about yourself and you can push it off to tomorrow, you always can. But if your work is because it needs to benefit me as your friend and partner, you don't have tomorrow.
Yeah.
Chris needs it done today.
Yeah.
So I need Brody to not think about himself. I need Brody to think about Chris.
Yeah.
I need Brody to think about Ben. I need Brody to think about all of the other entrepreneurs that he's going to help.
Yeah. Yeah.
Will that benefit you? Absolutely. But once you start getting out of yourself and you start thinking of how I can help other people, that's when you really start to grasp what it's like to be successful. You're solving other people's problems. And you specifically, dude, you have a skill that can tell a story.
Yeah.
Everybody has a story, but less than 0.0001% will ever get a videographer to document it for the world to see.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you see how important you are to other people,
Yeah.
stop thinking about Brody. No one gives a fuck about Brody.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I do. Yeah.
I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that in a realistic way. No one gives a fuck about Chris.
Yeah.
And I know that. But Chris gives a fuck about so many other people, and I'm willing to give people the chance to get outside of themselves and help me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I told your brother yesterday that I work this program that says, once I have it, I need to freely give it away. It was given to me. And then I'll be able to keep what I have. And this is my way of giving away everything to you, man, just to allow you to shadow me and be my mentee and teach you everything that I know. I'm giving away everything I have.
Yeah.
There's no secrets between me and you, man. I truly want you to be successful.
Yeah, that's what I'm realizing is it's like a divine intervention the way this whole is set up. Like it's a God thing for me, because it's like it's so discouraging trying to start a business on your own. You know that, and you coming into our life at the right time, and it's like, wait, this guy's serious. Like it feels like it doesn't make sense because people aren't normally like this. They're so looking at themselves, looking about their own problems. They're obsessed with their own problems that they're not willing to bother with somebody else. But you coming along and viewing yourself that way of like, I don't matter unless I'm helping other people with their problems, and then in turn they help me with mine. And that's what creates a community. And that's kind of the beauty of it.
So, dude, you told me something the other day that I can't stop thinking about, and it was you having your mother prayer week. Can you tell me that story again so I can relive it?
Yeah. So, let's see. My brother I've been working at the TV studio this past year, and we've been trying to get the business going, and it's been going all right. You get into that 9-to-5 headset where you're just like such a drone. You're not really producing much every day. You're just kind of doing the same thing every day. And my mom, she's heavily religious, and I love that about her. She's such a faithful woman. She's one of the biggest supporters in our lives, and she's been worried about my brother, who's been working at Home Depot, and he's one of the smartest guys I know, and he's been trying to think about going back to school, stuff like this. And my mom just said a prayer last week, just like, hey, God, we need something for them. We need something to pull them up by their bootstraps because they don't realize how smart they are. That's what she said. And then literally the next day, you call us out of the blue, nothing, no text, no nothing, just randomly, and you're like, hey, come shoot a private jet for me the next day. And Ben and I looked at each other, we're like, wait, what? And so, yeah, I just fell into place. Prayer answered immediately.
So you're telling me if you ask the world for what you want and you meet it in the middle and take action with that ask, you'll get it?
Yeah, because like you're saying, like it's not handed to you. Like you can't just hand it to us and it work. We have to grab it halfway and start grinding to get what we want. But yeah, what you said, just like that taking action from what's handed to you is important. Even the small things, because it's like those little things that have built me up to the point I'm at right now. Like being confident in my skills to be able to produce something. Like stopping you in Home Depot, because that's how we met. Was me working a retail job and me noticing something different about you than other people, and being like, hey, I've got a skill. If you need it, let me know. And then you did, and now we're here.
Dude, what I love about how organic we met is my business partner Bill, same exact way. My business partner Kelly, same exact way. My business partner Zane, same exact way. They're all divinely inspired interactions that were totally organic, based off of the chemistry me and the other person had.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you just get that feeling like, if I just show them the light and give them a direction, they'll walk towards it. And that's what I've been able to do. That's what I've been gifted with, is the ability to operate without fear. God has given me freedom without fear.
Yeah.
And I've been able to just go. And does that mean I haven't failed? Fuck no, dude, the exact opposite. I have failed more times than 90% of people will ever even try.
Yeah.
But I have gotten so good at failure and capitalizing on the lessons from the failure. My deliberate action, keep going and going and going and going. has been able to use that toolbox of failures to benefit me and others.
Yeah.
You undoubtedly are going to benefit from my failure.
Yeah.
And that's the smart way to do it, man.
Yeah.
But the only way to do that is to ask for help. You got to get vulnerable. You got to get honest. You got to take your masks off. You got to ask for the things you want. And just because you ask doesn't mean you're going to get it, dude.
Yeah.
But you still need to ask. Closed mouths don't get fed.
Yeah, I think, and I think a big thing with Ben and I is self-confidence, because the reason, like, it's taken a few days for us to come around, insanely enough, is because, like, we have so much self-doubt. We're like, what does this guy see in us? Like, we don't see much in ourselves right now, because for whatever reason, but you continuing to push us to be like, hey, I want you to do this, grow your business. Ben and I are like, this morning we're sitting down talking, and we're like, there's a reason that he's taking us through these steps. It's the reason he's bringing us out, showing us this life, is because he sees something in us that we don't see in ourselves right now, but we need to lock in and see that. We need to get rid of that self-doubt, because that's only taking us lower, and it's exhausting, you know? It's wake up and start, you know, getting after it, because what else are you going to do? Sit around, do nothing all day? Fuck no.
Exactly, man. You're exactly right. And, you know, a lot of the times guys in your situation say, why me?
Yeah.
No, man, that's not the question. The question is, why not you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why not Ben and Brody?
Yeah. We've got a brain, man. We got cameras. You know, anybody else?
You know, I tell this to everyone that I possibly can, and I got to give credit to Dan Martell, because it perfectly describes me. He says, JFDI, man, just fucking do it.
Yeah.
Default to action mode. Actions are where you make your mistakes, and your mistakes are where your learning comes from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I feel like we get caught up in this, like, what do we do first mentality of, like, we get overwhelmed by all the things we could be doing right now. But something is like, we just need to do it. Like, not focus on, oh, build the website, oh, build the social media, oh, edit this, edit that. Not just sit there talking about what we could be doing, and just pick one and fucking do it.
Yes.
And any way you go, it'll help grow, no matter, you know, if you're doing something, you're doing something. It's, you know, and I feel like the more work I do, the more I'll realize what is important to work on.
And dude, the program I work, your first 90 days, we call it the pink cloud. You're gonna feel inspired. You're gonna feel excited. You're surrounded by all these people, and then you're gonna get in the monotony of just doing your thing, and you're gonna get bored. And that's where you really need to push through. Boring is good.
Yeah.
Boring is safe. Boring is profitable. That's where entrepreneurs fuck it up the most, is when they get bored, they don't double down and go twice as hard.
Yeah.
Don't get bored, man. Stick to it.
Yeah.
And give yourself a reasonable timeline for success. If it doesn't work out 2 to 3 years, that doesn't mean quit.
Yeah.
That means give it another 2 to 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Because the alternative is hell. It's
starting from scratch again.
Yeah.
Alex Hormozy calls it the entrepreneurial life cycle. You get to step 3, it gets hard, you quit, you go back to 0.
Yeah.
And then you start something new. You get back to step 3, it gets hard, you quit, you start back at 0. And it's just an up and down and up and down. But you never progress over a long time horizon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, an entrepreneur's life, it looks like it's here, and it goes up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. But over a long enough 10-year, 15-year, 20-year timeline, you're much higher than you started.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's only one way to go, and it's up, because the other alternative is just working for someone for the rest of your life and saving a little bit of money and maybe retire. I don't know. It's like, like, when I think about it, starting my own business seems safer in some ways than working for someone for the rest of my life.
Yeah, because then you're betting on yourself, not somebody else.
Yeah.
And the someone else you're betting on, you don't even freaking know.
He could get fired, like.
Yeah, you don't even know this guy, man.
Yeah.
Hey, check this out. You see that beautiful bridge that connects Texas to Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Somebody thought of that person that built it.
Yeah.
Like, look at this, man. People are amazing. They literally connect states with infrastructure based off of ideas and thoughts.
Yeah, that's something, one of my favorite things Steve Jobs ever said was, I don't credit myself with creating the iPhone. He's like, I credit humanity with supplying me the vehicle to, designing the vehicle to get me to work, for designing, the microwave, the oven, all these amenities, all these things that contributed to our modern day of life and our modern working. Everything was thought of by somebody, and it's like we're not alone. We're not doing any of this alone.
Dude, you're right. We're not doing it alone. And that's the same with entrepreneurialism, man. You're not alone.
Yeah.
But it takes courage to admit that you're not good at something.
Yeah.
Because in my head, like, let's say you wanted to be a pilot, right? And you became a pilot and you plateaued and your skills weren't progressing. If you never came to me and asked for help to progress past that plateau, I would never know you were even struggling because it's such a small portion of our life.
Yeah.
Same in business, dude. No one knows you're struggling because they don't see you on a day-to-day. No one's looking at your financials. No one's looking at your customer list. No one's looking at your conversion rate. No one's looking at the lifetime value of your customer or even your customer acquisition cost.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to know to help you with that?
Yeah.
It's hidden.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, what do you expect to read your fucking mind and then just, offer a bunch of help and extend all my resources based off of a hunch that you might need help?
Yeah.
That's what fucking world do you live in?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like swallowing your pride too. Like, we have to swallow our pride and be like, I don't, because like that's Ben and I. Like he said, yesterday, we don't know anything about business and we're pretty clueless in that regards. But all the financial stuff, we're like, we don't know. And the fear we have is like that will make other people turn themselves away from us because we don't have that expertise. But that's the wrong way to view it, because it's like, how else are we supposed to figure any of this shit out?
Exactly.
It's getting over yourself, man.
It really is. Business is a great way to humble yourself and display humility. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you and your brother are displaying a great amount of humility by offering to help me produce content for the world to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I have a story that I know can help other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, look what we're doing, man. We're flying over Lake Texoma in my own airplane off of my own airstrip. And just 2 years ago, I was down and out. I was an absolute drug addict. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was totally addicted to cocaine and alcohol. And I humbled myself and I asked for help. And what that taught me is that it's okay to put the macho man, the ego, the pride, all that shit away.
Yeah.
And just get human.
Yeah.
And look what it has produced.
It's unreal.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing is like we're influenced by so much media and stuff of all these people telling us like, buy my course, I'll teach you how to do this business, do this, this, and this, and this. And it's always just like, it's just people trying to make money off of other people and not actually wanting to help. But then it's like, I sit here and I'm in an airplane with you and I'm like, see, like, this is real. So like, any advice I can give to any people like in my situation is just find somebody who is farther ahead than you are. Because that seems like the common thread here. It's like, ask for help, talk to people, step on your pride, because you're not the best. You shouldn't be like, I'm not going to talk to them because I'm smarter, I'm better. Or they're going to think that I'm not smart, or I'm scared I'm going to be humiliated.
But you know what? Who cares if they think that?
Yeah,
Who
true.
cares?
Yeah.
Who are you to have any kind of dignity? You're fucking broke. You're 22. You're just out of college. You don't know shit. You haven't done shit. Who cares if they shame you?
Yeah.
You should be absolutely shameless, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Fuck it.
Fuck it. Hey. Oh well, maybe you're not the guy to help me, but at least I asked. And if you want to scold me for it, I'm gonna pray for you because you have issues, man.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, that's not gonna deter me.
Yeah.
There should be no pride or ego at all when you're coming up, dude.
Yeah.
Again, something Alex Hermosi says: Do you want to be right or do you want to win?
Yeah.
I want to fucking win. Yeah. And winning to me is helping as many people as I possibly can in the entrepreneurial world and the recovery world. I want to help addicts and alcoholics get sober, and I want to help entrepreneurs get over their fear of failure.
Sorry, I'm doing a little. You're good, man. I'm doing a little podcast recording. I'm gonna post this one.
Isn't this gorgeous, bro?
Dude, I can't even believe. Dude, this isn't going in the recording, but my ex-girlfriend would be so jealous. Man, that was very cool. Yeah. And at the end of my life, am I gonna, be like, did I build something, or did I build something else for someone else? Like, did I build something for myself that helped other people? Or did I build nothing? Because I look at, like, so many of my relatives who just work office jobs, like, doing, which is, great and fulfilling for them if that's what they enjoy and that's what they want to do. But if it's making me miserable every second of the day, I feel like I'm wasting my time making $18 an hour. Can't do that the rest of my life. And half my paycheck goes to the government. I'm working I'm working 12 months, but I'm only getting paid for like 6 of them.
Now you're starting to see the light, man. That's always been my philosophy. I work so hard at a W-2 job, and the government takes half, and I certainly don't trust the government to be fiscally responsible with my money. They get to invest it in whatever they want as irresponsibly as they want. At least as an entrepreneur, I can take full control of what I put my money towards. And the interesting thing is when you become an entrepreneur, the government essentially becomes your silent business partner.
Yeah.
They want people to create jobs. You are a needed asset to the United States government. They need us to create jobs.
Yeah.
Ben and Brody are eventually going to have 20, 30, 40 employees that the government's going to be able to tax. So they say, okay, we won't tax you, but we'll tax the 50 people underneath you that you employ.
Yeah. And who do I want to be, that employee or the guy who's not getting taxed?
So what you just said is, do I want to be the producer or the consumer? Do I want to be the employee or the employer?
And I guess it's like just that step that's the hardest part, is the getting started, right? Would you say that's probably the hardest thing, is getting over the hump of just getting going and trying to,
It really is, dude. It's taking that first step and admitting that your life isn't the way you want it.
Yeah.
And you want something different, and you just fucking do it. JFDI.
Yeah. Just go for it.
Like, look, this is episode number 2, Flying with Friends.
Yeah.
I have no idea if this is going to come off or not, but if it helps one single person, even the guest, even you, if this helps you, this will be a wild success for Chris.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, there's going to be people out there who talk mad shit, who are very negative.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Like, to me, that's also a win, because they get to self-reflect on what they're not doing. They're sitting behind a computer screen or a phone criticizing people who are out there taking their shots on goal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. You're going to miss a lot, but it's just the one that hits.
I'd rather get criticized for missing the goal than sitting in the bleachers talking shit.
Yeah. Yeah. At least I'm out here actually doing something. Yeah, I tell you a tiny story. Whenever I was in Jordan shooting the documentary, there was this guy who was a grad student, so he was like in his 30s, and he also did video stuff, like little Facebook type stuff, and it wasn't very good. I'm not trying to diss him, but it was very millennial, very unpolished, taken with a phone type videos. And me and my brother, we were doing professional videography. We were being paid to be there. We were being sponsored. So I was doing professional work, and so I released a trailer for our documentary while we were there, and it was pretty good. And everyone was like, it was amazing. And this dude came up to me, and he was like, the grad student who did a little filming, and he started giving me critiques on the work. And that moment I realized, I was like, not everybody is going to be a fan of what you're doing and what you have and your skills, and they're going to try to kind of give their own input to boost their own thing when they're not really doing much. And I was, normally, like, in the past, I would have been, like, happy to hear that feedback, happy to hear that. But at that moment, I was like, I'm not going to take shit from someone who doesn't know what they're doing and also doesn't...
Ooh, look at that, bro.
Gosh.
Every now and then, God talks directly to you, man. Look at that, man.
Golly.
Wow. Hey guys, check this out. I'm turning the airplane into what me and Ben just saw, and you are going to see exactly what just silenced this aircraft completely. Look at this. Look at that view. Views like this humble me, guys. Never in a million years could I create something as beautiful as what I see right now. And that allows me to always strive for progress. Because what I see in front of me truly is perfection. And only God can produce that. Only God can produce perfection.
Oh, man.
Look at this, man.
Think of no better way than to spend a Sunday than right here.
Yeah, man, so back to what you were saying.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you, man. I would never take criticism from somebody who doesn't have more experience than me or has more money than me. Like, how are you going to teach me how to make money when you're broke?
Yeah.
How are you going to critique my landings or my flying when you don't even have a pilot's license?
Yeah. I feel like that's one of the hardest things to do is to tell when someone's talking shit about something or trying to give constructive criticism on where they're backing it up from or what they're saying is legit. Because sometimes it's hard to tell.
It's not hard to tell, man. If you started talking to me about airplane stuff right now, within 10 seconds I would know whether you're a pilot or not, or a mechanic or not. Just like me, if I try to tell you something about your camera, your lens, or angles, or depth, or lighting, or any of that stuff, you would know that I know nothing about your profession, because it's a technical profession.
Right. It's a trade.
Yeah, it's like when people try to talk about money or investing. I know immediately whether they know what the fuck they're doing or not, based off of what they say.
Yeah.
It's like money is a trade. It's a profession. Like, it's a practice. It's like being a doctor. You know, they call their offices practices, just like lawyers. They call it practices. Money's the same way. It's a practice. You got to practice it to get good at it.
Do you think the education system fails people in that regard of understanding what money is and how to do it, like how to use it?
Unequivocally,
yeah.
100%. And you know, you get into a bunch of conspiracy theories and all that stuff on whether it's designed that way or not, but there truly is, in my opinion, an absolute deficit in education revolving around financial literacy. Yeah. And Robert Kiyosaki's been preaching this for 40 years. If you guys want to expand more on what I believe, just go follow Robert Kiyosaki, because he's spent his entire life preaching what I believe. And I'm a huge fan of everything the Rich Dad Poor Dad series puts out, because I was one of them. I was the poor dad. I thought I was going to go to school, get an education, get a bunch of college degrees, and then bam, I was just going to have a lot of money.
But it does not work like that.
It doesn't work like that.
It does not. Yeah, because that's the biggest hurdle for me and my brother is we're just not educated very well on how money works, and that's the scariest thing about it is, you know, you hear all the horror stories.
Yeah, but it's one thing not knowing, but to know and still take no action, that's your fucking problem. Now that you know and can't unknow, every day forward that you don't take the opportunity to educate yourself in financial literacy, it's your problem, man.
Yeah. And now that I know I have people to talk to about it is another thing. It's like, it's not just Googling, it's like there's real people around me that...
Yeah, it's a practice. You're not going to learn money until you go off and lose it.
Yeah.
I promise you.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it's like people, all my coworkers, even my boss at my job, they live paycheck to paycheck, all of them. And like they talk in the way of like, I'm gonna buy this thing next week when I get my paycheck. And I'm like, is that a way to live? You know, like when I have a necessity, I have to wait until I can get my next. It feels like a food stamp to get what I want because I get paid so little and I can't save any of it because everything's so expensive. You know, I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me. When it's like I could make $5,000 doing a wedding in a day.
What I have learned is to buy assets and use those assets to pay for your liabilities. my personal income doesn't pay for my liabilities at all. I have assets in place that pay for all of my life's liabilities.
Okay, explain one of those to me, like an airplane.
So, prime example, my aircraft paint company is an asset. That asset kicks off enough cash to pay for my liabilities, which is my car that's under the paint company, my lease, which my home is under that lease, and my airplane hangar is under that lease. That's a prime example of an asset that pays for my liabilities. Like if I wanted to go off and get another airplane, I'm not going to go off and take a loan or anything like that. I use other assets, other airplanes, to buy more airplanes. I used my current land to buy more land.
And you want to tell everybody about that. You want to tell everybody how to do that, right?
That's exactly what I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to show you my journey on how I ended up with an airport on one of the biggest lakes in Texas that's co-located with a golf course, a resort, a marina, and 40 acres that's getting built out to an aviation investment community.
Dude, you're one of the most impressive people I think I've ever met, because I feel like the view of a lot of people have of entrepreneurs is, no offense, but they have this view of scummy, like just trying to get the dollar, not caring about other people. But it's crazy to me that you were just like, you went through this pain in your life, and then you took it and turned something great out of it, and you just want other people to do the same thing, even people that start with even more or even less. I'm really excited to tell the story.
Guys, if you're out there and you're listening to this podcast or you're watching this YouTube video and you're going through pain right now, I can personally attest that some of the biggest successes I have had in life have been on the exact opposite end of a lot of pain that I went through. There's so much growth through getting through pain, and I'm not saying you have to become a fucking drug addict or an alcoholic to be successful. Your pain is your pain. Your truth is your truth. I'm not saying that we have to have similar pains, but I'm saying to persevere through that pain, you will find growth, I promise you. Like maybe, just guys, look off the nose here. Look at the sunset that we get to look at. Maybe this isn't your goal, but this has always been my goal. To fly over this beautiful lake at sunset at any time I want, as long as the weather was good, with anybody that I wanted.
Yeah.
And now I've created a podcast and a YouTube series on bringing people up here and just sharing their story with me. Because I promise you, his pain and his lessons could also be mine. I don't have to directly feel his pain. I can empathize and sympathize with it and know that if I avoid those mistakes that he made and I just take his lessons and apply them to my business and my life, I win. And again, I'm okay with not being right, but I do want to win.
Yeah. And to add to that, like as far as my perspective, if you're ever feeling like I can't tackle this because it's too hard, like as far as our starting a media company, I'm like, I don't know if I need a loan or if I know how to take out a loan or how that works, or if I'll be in debt and I'll just mess something up. And all those anxieties that can turn you away from solving that problem, that's something that can take over really quickly and just stop you from doing it. But like what Chris is saying, just do it. And if you're scared about it, ask somebody. Like Chris, I'm going to ask Chris. I'm going to ask his partners. I'm going to ask them about the finances that we need to go through to get things started.
Guys, I'm going to demonstrate something to you in the flesh that applies to life. All right? Oh, hi, guys. Did you see what just happened? I nosed the airplane over just a little bit, and Brody got scared, and I did not. And the reason for that is, one, because I know exactly how to handle the airplane. I knew exactly what was going to happen. I've been doing this for a very long time. I have a ton of experience. I wasn't scared at all. But he was, because he had no knowledge or anything to expect. Same with what he just said about debt. He's afraid of debt because he doesn't know how to use it and he knows nothing about it. I, on the other hand, have made a significant amount of money with leveraging debt. And I'm not afraid of it because I know the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I can mitigate that risk. Just like that demonstration I just did to you with scaring Ben in the airplane. I knew the risks, I knew how to mitigate them, and I knew to do a shallow pushover just to give up slightly negative G's to create a little bit of fear in them. Same goes for anything in life. If you don't know what's coming and you're not prepared for it, you don't study, you have every reason to be scared because you have no knowledge of it.
Yeah.
That's the same with entrepreneurialism. If you don't know what's coming, of course you're going to be scared.
And it's simple. It's as simple as that, really.
Now guys, watch this. I'm going to do it again. Ben's going to be prepared, and he's not going to be as scared this time. Watch, I'm going to do it the same exact way. See? Look at that.
That was actually a lot more fun.
Prime example.
Yeah.
These are lessons that can be taught in the flesh.
You just have to do it once, man. You just got to do it once. And if you fail, do it again, and you'll know what to do it right. I mean...
Do you see how there's so many parallels between flying and life?
I do. I think, like, this is the narrative that we really need to push, for sure.
Right here, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, I'm excited to be your partner for life, man.
Dude, I'm excited, too.
I really am.
I am, too. You know what Ben said to me yesterday? He was like, when he came home, he was so pumped, so excited. He was just reveling in the day he had with you. And he was like, I could say that the thing about Chris is, I think I would call him my friend now. I know it's been a few days, but he's trusting us to do something with him, and we're trusting him to help us in it. And so, yeah, I'm excited for this friendship. I really am.
So am I, dude.
It's going to be fun.
It really is, man.
And something William said that stuck with us while we were at his house while you were talking on the phone to somebody. He was like, you guys are at the perfect age to make all the right decisions. And that stuck with me.
Dude, Williams, man, he speaks wisdom to me, dude. He's a really good friend of mine, man.
Yeah, he's a really smart guy.
Dude, he really is. You know he was an engineer?
Yeah, you mentioned that, which is crazy.
And then became a lawyer, like, that guy's like a jack of all trades.
Yeah. Oh, that's better.
Alright guys, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to land at a little grass strip called Cedar Mills. And it's a grass strip that pokes out right into the lake.
Can you just like do that, land wherever?
Yeah, as long as it's a public airstrip, yeah, I can do that. Alright. So this is an east-west runway. We're going to land going to the east because the winds are directly out of the north. Or actually south, sorry. The winds are out of the south, so it really doesn't matter if I land east or west. I'm going to have a direct crosswind anyway. So what I'm doing now is I'm doing what's called like essentially a high reconnaissance. I'm looking around. I'm making sure there's no other traffic. I'm listening to make sure there's no other traffic. I've already looked at my winds. There's plenty of ways to know it. One, we took off going southbound, so I know the winds are coming directly in front of me, and I can also see the ripples on the lake. The lake will tell me where the winds are coming from as well. So you see all those lines in the lake?
Yeah.
You see how they're north-south?
Yep. South, north, right?
Yep.
Get such a different view of the world, man.
Dude, just wait till I show you some videos of me crossing over the Atlantic and the Pacific at sunset and sunrise, man. My goal is to document for you guys the view that I get of the world. It's a top-down perspective, and I'm telling you, it really keeps me humble because I see like how vast the world is, and it's much bigger than my worldview. The world is much bigger than Chris, and when I finally accepted that, that's when I really started coming into my own. airstrip right over there.
Oh, I think I see it.
Wow, look how gorgeous that is, man.
Holy fuck.
It's a different life, isn't it?
It is, man. It's... And Ben and I have grown up with this taste in our mouth of success because my grandpa, he started McCraw Oil Company, Quick Check over in Bonham. Like the propane tank you have outside your house, well, that's the company he started. And so he's always been successful, and it's like been the shadow over Ben and I, like, we need to be successful to, prove to him that, his
You don't need to prove anything to anybody, man. Your grandpa was his own man, you're your own man. Success to me and you may be totally different. Success to me may be a healthy family and a bunch of kids, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doesn't always have to be monetary wealth, you know what I mean? What if success to your grandpa is you boys just staying out of trouble and raising good, healthy kids and having a good, happy family?
Yeah.
You ever ask him?
No.
Hey, Grandpa, how can we make you proud? You ever ask your grandpa for help with business? Clearly, he did pretty good.
He did. Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever asked him?
Well, he died before we got the chance to start. So
who else around him? I'm sure there's people that are alive that knew him well.
Oh, for sure. There's my uncle, all of his business partners, and my grandma, who has inherited everything that he built.
So your grandma's still alone?
Is she alone?
I mean alive.
Oh yeah, she's alive.
There you go. Your grandma seems like a wealth of knowledge for you guys.
Yeah.
And a source of capital to help you get funded.
Yeah, that's what we've been talking about is ooh, baby.
Look at this.
Oh, this is so cool. You want to touch and go?
Hold on. I'm gonna get that nose over. You see all those goose at the end of the runway?
Yeah.
We gotta be careful.
Oh, bird strike.
Wow. We don't want that. Ooh. Alright, good. They're totally fine. And look at this. We're just flying right over the lake. Dude, nice. Oh, those damn goose didn't move anywhere. Bastards. What do you think, man?
That was awesome. Gosh. This is his everyday, guys. That's what he does. Deals with Chris, man. Chris does deals.
Hey guys, if you ever want to be on my podcast or get on the series, hit me up at Chris Does Deals. And comment in the link.
Yeah.
And if you like what you see, it would mean the world to me if you guys share this with people who are going through a tough time, who are on their road to recovery, or just getting started entrepreneurialism. I think I could be a big help to those people. And the only way I can do that is if you share this video with that person.